My dad died this morning and I feel nothing. Am I broken? You have already been grieving for years. Right now, you know that the wait is over for both your family and your father. And that alone will be a relief. You will get more emotion at some point. But right now be kind to yourself. Sorry for your loss. No, everybody processes grief differently and your immediate reaction is by no means uncommon. Were you able to say goodbye to him while he was still coherent? After such a terrible illness, what you are feeling is relief. Grieve at your own pace. A life properly lived is to be celebrated. Yes, we will miss our loved ones, but the pain is over now. The good memories will carry you forward. My father died 6 months ago. Also cancer. He wasn't in hospice care because my state allows doctor-assisted suicide. I mixed the drink for him. I didn't have time to exhaust myself emotionally before he died. But eventually I did. I feel numb about it most of the time with occasional and unpredictable bouts of sadness that last. Maybe a few minutes. Maybe just one. A lot of the time I feel like I'm too concerned about my mother to take care of my own feelings. You're not broken. There's no correct way to endure something like this. Just take care of yourself and the people you love as best you can. We all grieve differently. And I am very sorry for your loss. Just take it as it comes. And try to not overanalyze how you're feeling. If I may share an anecdote, when my father died last year, it was the weirdest trek through emotions one have had in a long time. I am 36. Also went through times where I didn't feel anything and I just came to the conclusion that this was the natural cycle. I spent time being angry, sad, numb and even disappointed. It was weird and still is TBH. We didn't have the best relationship. And he was an objectively shitty person, so while I can't speak for you and your father's relationship, we can't discount how the complexity of such relationships can affect how we grieve. We just kinda need to let it happen. Again, I am so sorry for your loss, and I hope the best for you and your family. People grieve differently. I think it hurts less when you know they're gonna pass than it just happening suddenly to a perfectly healthy person. Like my uncle was in the hospital with a bad disease and we all knew he was gonna pass after a while, so it hurt less when he did. If that makes sense. Not everyone cries. It doesn't make you a bad person. When my grandmother passed, I didn't cry but did a few months later. Different for everyone. Grieve at your own pace and sorry for your loss. He's at peace now. People sometimes say that the way things happen in the movies is unreal. But actually, it's the way things happen to you in life that's unreal. The movies make emotions look strong and real. Whereas when things really do happen to you, it's like you're watching television, you don't feel anything. Andy Warhol. There are no rules on how to react. Deal with it in your way and accept your feelings. You've just described exactly how I lost my grandfather. Word for word. You also described exactly my reaction. Same as yours. You're okay. Sorry for your loss. Death is sometimes a merciful end to suffering. As we live longer, we'll succumb more frequently to grinding diseases like Alzheimer's and cancers that have troublesome treatments that may or may not work, but they definitely have visible cost on life quality while living. I'm sorry for your loss. When you know someone's life is coming to end, it is quite common to start grieving before they have passed. I think what you feel is very normal, especially since you've experienced many close calls already. Sorry for your loss. I am so sorry for your loss. You will grieve in your own way. Let yourself grieve less than 3. I lost both of my parents within the past 6 years. One was an aggressive cancer and one was a very slow, painful deterioration. I felt like I had to grow up overnight and step in as the parent, decision-maker, caretaker, and it took a lot out of me. I did it alone and had a lot of family weighing in on what I should not be doing. In the end, while I did grieve in spurts during their illnesses, when their deaths came I was much like you. I felt numb. I felt almost indifferent. And I felt relieved in a way. I chalk it up to being in some sort of survival mode, for not having the capacity to give into the feelings for fear that I'd dropped the ball in their care. It felt better to avoid feeling anything and immerse myself everything I could to keep busy and keep them alive. I learned over time that there is absolutely no right or wrong way to feel in this situation. Your emotions will come and go, and my best advice is to just process them and do not stuff them down. I should mention that I was raised as an only child, and while I loved my father very much, my mother was my whole world. I feel like a huge piece of me died with her, and now I have trouble recalling much of her at all. I think it's my brain's way of sealing off that trauma by cutting out all the memories. Good, bad, or indifferent. The loss can sometimes hit you when you least expect it, and that's normal. Just always remember to go easy on yourself when that happens, and understand that even if it takes you months to feel anything, it's all part of the healing process. I am truly sorry for your loss, and please know that in the end all of what you're feeling is completely normal and you're not alone. Everyone reacts to loss differently. I think crying after or during a loss is appropriate. You have cried for your father. Loss doesn't happen at a point in time. You lost your dad gradually over 3 years. Now he is no longer in pain. I feel this way at times. Where in my head I will go. Should I be feeling mourning, grieving, or something? Why am I not that sad? We're just in our head, people. Like others have said, you were able to process it, and certainly there will be times you may want to cry. So cry then. I was the same when my grandma died October last year. We were close, and it was my first close encounter with death. But no tears or visible sadness. Just serious stone face. Even one of my aunts got angry at me at her wake. But a couple of weeks later I started by thinking about the good memories and how there won't be new ones, and cried myself to sleep. Then during a couple of months I sobbed a little thinking about her. That is fairly normal. I did not cry when either my mom or dad passed. My father was sick and in hospice. We knew it was coming. My mom was not as expected, but she had been ill. I loved and missed them both, but I did not really cry. In some sense I was relieved they were out of pain. As a side note, when my dogs died, I cried like a baby. They were in my life daily, and I had to always live my life to make sure they were taken care of. They left a huge vacuum in my life. My condolences. I'm sorry for your loss. There is no way that you're supposed to feel. We all feel things differently and to different extents. And oftentimes we just don't feel at all. One thing you should remember is that you cannot truly control your own thoughts or emotions. All the best to you. You will. Trust me. It hasn't sunk in yet. I didn't either. Few weeks later after the funeral, I remember I was doing an oil change, reached over to get a wrench my granddad has given me, and it hit me like a ton of brick, and I ended up breaking down after.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.